Hi everyone, I'm back again to discuss the journey of my LPR diagnosis and how it came about and where I am currently now. So in the previous video, I discussed about bringing awareness to something that I didn't even know existed before it happened to me. It's called laryngopharyngeal reflux, which is also known as silent reflux. So what it is it's a lot similar to GERD, except that you do not experience any symptoms. It's almost completely symptom-free, except you get sore throats here and there along the way, or squeezing, or what they call globus sensations sometimes. And all these things weren't explainable until I got diagnosed, and then it all made sense. So it's also more commonly known as LPR. And if you can hear my voice, I had to clear it just now. That's something that you do often when you have this. I'm also diagnosed with Reinke's edema, which is an inflammation or swelling of the vocal cords or vocal folds. So how all this came about was I led a pretty decently healthy lifestyle as far as food and things of that nature. I used to eat a lot healthier, but then I kind of got sick of doing a lot of the clean eating and dieting, so I just kind of wanted to eat a regular American diet, which is some fried foods, butters, things of that nature, just a typical diet. Not too much fast food or things of that nature, but your typical American diet and cuisine. I'm not a drinker, so if I have a glass of wine or beer 4 times out of the year, I'm lucky, but I was a smoker. On and off, more off than on, but over the past, I'd say at least 15 to 20 years, on and off, here and there sporadically. But then most recently, before all this happened to me, at least a good 3 years straight of smoking a half a pack to a pack a day. So I kind of developed an unhealthy lifestyle, and I'm not sure if that actually was the precursor to getting everything, which led up to it. But what LPR is also, with the silent reflux, is a weakening of your esophageal sphincter, your lower esophageal sphincter, or what they call LES for short. It's just a little area that closes when you swallow, and allows the food and the stomach contents to remain down in the stomach and not come up into the throat. So with the LPR, the lower esophageal sphincter is loosened for whatever cause or reason that this happens, and it allows the acid to come up and damage the tissues of the throat, which is what was happening to me. Silently, I had no idea. What set it all off was back in November of 2024, so last year, November, I ended up getting a terrible sore throat, and it was way down here, and it burned so bad I could hardly swallow. It was probably one of the worst I've had in years. So the next day I went to an emergency clinic because I didn't want to have to wait for an appointment to go to my regular physician. So when I went there, they gave me a strep test, and I tested positive. So I got sent home with a very strong dose of antibiotics, and I was kind of worried about the strong dose because I am a petite person, and usually I always needed a smaller dose of medicine my whole life, anytime I was sick with any kind of ailment. So I decided I'll take it because the sore throat was bad enough. I took it. I really had no side effects from the antibiotics, which I was kind of pleasantly surprised about. So everything felt okay. Sore throat went away, and I started to feel good again. Other people in my family also had the sore throat at the same time, so I just assumed this is what I had, and that was it. 5 weeks later, the sore throat came back. But this time, instead of being way down here, I ended up with a very swollen, which was probably a lymph node right here. Never had something like that swell up in my life right here, big, and it was very painful. So after a couple days, the sore throat again was still there. I went back to the same clinic, and I was then again given the very strong dose, the same antibiotic with the same dosing. I was kind of worried about that because of the fact that that was a very strong antibiotic. I just had it 5 weeks prior, but now I'm needing it again to get rid of strep. So I had no choice. I had to take it. Again, I did not get any type of gastric problems with it, which I was expecting because it was a strong antibiotic. So I was pleasantly surprised that my body could handle it. So everything improved, got better. And then I would say maybe 5 more weeks had gone by, and the same thing started again. So I realized this was some kind of a vicious cycle. Along with this, now was this side that was hurting, the same way that this side was. So I knew something was going on, and either I had a strep infection that kept coming back and getting reinfected, or something else was going on and I had a different type of infection. So I went again to the clinic, but this time I did not test positive for strep. So at this point, I didn't know what was going on. The fact that I kept getting the same sore throat and problems over and over again that would not go away was very troublesome. Along with that was a very tight squeezing feeling all the time. So it was causing me a lot of anxiety inside, wondering why I was always having this squeezing feeling in my throat. It was so bad one night I actually just took a Benadryl because I felt like my throat was closing up, like I was getting some type of allergic reaction, but I wasn't. So I couldn't explain it. So finally, I asked my regular doctor to please, because something is going on, to refer me to an ENT. And she said it would be very hard for me to refer you, but because you've had strep twice and now you're still getting a sore throat, we can ask if they will see you. So finally, the ENT accepted me to be a patient, and I was very grateful after that. So the symptoms coming up to that, had no idea what was about to unfold.